Chairman Atkins, just wonder what you think about a lot of companies we've heard from recently that are kind of copying MicroStrategy's technique when it comes to Bitcoin. MicroStrategy was all about Bitcoin and owning that asset. There are a lot of new firms that are doing the same thing with Ethereum now. They want to be the MicroStrategy of the Ethereum realm. We've had a couple of companies that have come on this program and talked about doing that, and I know of several others as well. How do you feel about that? How do you watch it? Some of them use leverage, some of them may not. But what do you think about an area that's seeing some pretty big volatility, but also some pretty big gains?
Yeah, well, so similar to Bitcoin, I mean, the SEC has stated informally more than formally that Ether is not a security, and so, but obviously the ETH blockchain is very key component for a lot of other digital currencies. So, it's up to companies to decide where they want to put their money and what sort of strategy they have. Obviously, not for me to tell them, but I think it's encouraging that these sorts of digital assets are being embraced by the marketplace, and I think that provides a good future for development and further innovation in this sector.
Hey, what's going on, bull runners? Welcome back to the channel where we break down the biggest crypto news that you need to know without any fluff. Today, we're diving into the wild week in crypto that could shake up the entire market. I mean, picture this. Traditional banks are slamming the brakes on crypto giants like Ripple and Circle, trying to block them from becoming legit banks. Why? They're scared of the power of cryptos about to unleash. And massive breaking just coming out. Jerome Powell has an emergency press conference tomorrow morning. What will he be covering? What will he be sharing? And billions are pouring into the crypto funds. NFTs are also exploding again, and one major player is gearing up for a massive IPO. And these aren't just headlines, they're signals of where money's flowing and where the next big opportunity might be. Stick with me for the next few minutes because I'm going to be breaking it all down for you in simple terms, showing you why it matters and how it can impact your portfolio. Plus, here's the kicker. Stick with me until the end, and I'll give you an exclusive sneak peek into a secret crypto group that's helping everyday investors like you stay ahead of the game. Plus, we will be heading over to X to find out all the breaking news that's happening in the crypto world today. We'll also be deep diving into NFTs starting to make some gains and crypto ETFs posting record inflows, $4.4 billion. BitGo files for its IPO as a crypto custody business surpassing $100 billion. We'll head over to Forex Factory and find out all of the red folder and orange folder news that you need to know about this week. And that includes the Jerome Powell speak tomorrow and existing home sales coming out on Wednesday. But the big thing we're watching for is Thursday's unemployment claims. And at the end of the video, we will be jumping into XRP in the charts. We'll be taking a look at the upcoming support and resistance levels you need to know about. Plus, we'll be taking a look at the long-term and short-term momentum waves. And so much more for you in today's video. So if you're like most people where you don't have the opportunity to spend hours a day in the crypto news like we do for you every single day on this channel, make sure you subscribe right now. And if you are still feeling bullish about this current bull run, let me know by commenting 777 down below.
Hey, what's up, my friend? Nick here. Quick heads up for all you smart investors watching this. If you love to see your crypto actually working for you, earning passive income every single day on your coins, we're putting together something really cool. On July 20th, we're running our first ever free online event challenge. It's called the Crypto Passive Cash Flow Challenge. And it's basically 3 days where you'll learn our DeFi strategies we use to safely earn passive yield on our coins 24/7, even while we sleep. And some people are doing crazy numbers with this strategy alone. And if you had some coins that you're just holding on to, you should join us and discover how to put them to work. We've never done anything like this publicly before, and we probably won't ever do it again. So it's completely free, but we might have to limit spots to keep the quality high and give everyone proper attention with the size of our YouTube channel, over 360,000 subscribers now. So if you want in, just click the link below this video, grab your spot while you can. And now back to the video.
First things first, let's head over to CoinMarketCap and check out the overall health of the crypto market today. As you can see, we are coming in at 3.89 trillion total market cap, down 0.8%. This was on a very healthy $209 billion worth of trading volume today, but there was some crazy, scary political news coming out from Trump about the previous administration that has the markets spooked a tad. Fear and greed index coming in at 67 today. So we are in that greed level, but we have not reached extreme greed. Once you reach extreme greed, look out, because prices do start to fall, as we've seen historically. Altcoin season index taking a small step back today, 49 out of 100. So not in the altcoin season anymore. Yesterday, things were getting exciting, 55 out of 100. So keep an eye on that. But this is very positive for the altcoin season. Bitcoin dominance finally calming down. 59, first time under 60 in quite some time, at a 59.8, down 5.05%. And today we got our first ETF report of the week, coming in at a negative minus $131 million worth of outflows for Bitcoin. That is the first outflow day since June 30th of 2025. Now remember, outflows and inflows are a great leading indicator of the volume that's happening in Bitcoin. This is maybe just one day pullback. We'll have to keep a close eye on this. However, Ethereum, on the other hand, had a great day, $194 million to the upside worth of inflows. But if you were to draw a trend line over the last 4 days of inflows, as you can see, we are starting to cool off just a tad. Last week, having the largest inflows ever in Ethereum's history, over $2 billion worth of inflows, kicking this week off the right way, $194 million worth of inflows. Heading over to Forex Factory, what you need to know about tomorrow. Well, first and foremost, it is this Fed Chair Powell speaking at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, this is going to be a very big deal. People are speculating that he may step down. People are speculating that he's going to be discussing the rumors of the $2.5 billion overspend of the remodel of the Federal Reserve. That's the American people's money, they say. So it'll be interesting to see how he comes out. Also, the Richmond Manufacturing Index will be coming out tomorrow. We'll keep you updated on how that happens. When you're watching this, these numbers will be available. So go ahead to go to forexfactory.com and check it out. And the biggest news that I see came across my desk today is the American Bankers Association urges the OCC to pause crypto bank license approval for firms like Ripple and Circle. WTF is going on here? Ripple's platinum membership with the ABA since 2024 and its application for the Federal Reserve Master Account highlighted a paradoxical tension, as the association's resistance may reflect fears of losing traditional banking dominance to decentralized finance. Emerging evidence from Telcoin's claimed Nebraska digital asset bank license suggests a competitive shift, with its DeFi trading app update from February 2022 reducing transaction costs via Polygon network, potentially pressuring traditional banks as crypto infrastructure gains regulatory traction. So I went ahead and asked Grok, why are banks scared? And it came up with the threat to traditional revenue models. Now, as you all know, regular banks right now do cross-border payments. They make money off that. Ripple's technology, especially its ODL using XRP, promises to cut transaction costs by 40 to 60%. That means the banks are going to be losing a significant amount of money. And if you guys have recently seen, Wells Fargo had to borrow money to continue its operations into 2025. So banks are already struggling. DeFi is taking off to the upside, and TradFi, traditional finance, is losing its power. And speaking of losing its power, Grok also tells us it is the loss of control and gatekeeping power. Regulatory uncertainty turning clarity. The ABA's push to pause crypto's charters comes as Ripple and Circle's OCC approval and Fed master accounts signaling a shift towards legitimacy. Remember, these traditional banks, they rule us through a mafia-style power structure that we don't have ability to change. But now that decentralized finance is coming along, giving us the opportunity to put the banks in our own hands. Grok also tells us they're scared because of market competition and innovation pressure. Speed and efficiency. Obviously, crypto is better. Emerging players. Obviously, crypto has the smartest, brightest talents. Banks have been doing the same exact things for so many years, and it's outdated. And public perception. As you all know, we have currently the banks have the public perception for the older generation that that's the way to do business. But the newer generation sees crypto and faster payments, paying from your phone, easy, simple transactions as the future. They're also scared because of regulatory and legal risks and an existential threat to banking identity altogether. There's an ego problem from these banks as well, ladies and gentlemen. And now, why would they be scared? Well, this might be part of the reason why tokenized real world assets are coming onto the XRP ledger, and they've exploded by 2,260%, from just $5 million in January to over 118 million today. Institutions are flooding into the XRPL for on-chain asset tokenization. On top of that, we have banking giant Western Union. Their CEO just said live on Bloomberg that they will provide crypto on-ramp and off-ramps for its clients.
What's the rollout looking like for Western Union on that front?
Well, we're already innovating in several places in the world on moving money and settling. So both in South America and in Africa, we are innovating our settlement processes to move money quicker and to more easily convert into local currency in partnerships with some of the infrastructure companies you've had on this show. So we are also exploring other partnerships with people who want on-ramps and off-ramps in different parts of the world on how we could enable Western Union's funds in and funds out to enable people to purchase and sell stablecoins. Finally, we're investigating how we might offer stablecoin products in our digital wallets to our customers around the world, again, in partnerships with many of the companies that you've talked to over the course of the last couple of weeks.
What's the balance between this push into that space, and not just with regards to crypto, but overall the more digital strategy that I know you and your team at Western Union have been working on for some time, the balance between that and what we see in the traditional retail side of the business?
Right, and so we have about $1 billion revenue digital business. It's growing obviously at faster rates than our traditional retail business. We also think of our retail business not just as cash. So retail is a value proposition where you can have in-person service. People will fund with bank products, cards.
All right, and as we talked about with the XRP real world assets, we also have Paul Grewal, the chief legal officer from Coinbase, pointing out that tokenized equities are going to be everywhere. Today, they found their way to page 83 of Figma's revised S1. And as you can see here on the highlighted section, furthermore, we have authorized the issuance of undesignated preferred stock and blockchain common stock that our board of directors could use to, among other things, issue shares of our capital stock in the form of blockchain tokens, implement a stockholder rights plan, or issue other shares of preferred stock for common stock. The world is going crypto, ladies and gentlemen. You are a genius for being here. Make sure you subscribe if you are getting value from these videos. Make sure you smash that thumbs up. As you saw in the beginning of that video, SEC Chair Paul Atkins talking about the fact that they're encouraged to see public companies investing in Bitcoin. On top of that, breaking news today, SEC Chair Atkins also declares Ethereum is not a security. So he's declared through the SEC, Ethereum is not a security. We know through the courts that XRP is not a security. So this is powerful information coming out of the SEC. And one of the deep dives we're getting into right now, BitGo submits their S1 filing to the SEC for US IPO with $100 billion in crypto assets under custody. And this is huge because an IPO could bring BitGo and crypto custody into the spotlight, attracting even more mainstream investors. It also signals that crypto companies are trying to play by traditional finance rules to gain trust. And if BitGo IPOs pops off, like the other IPOs have recently, obviously, it could pave the way for other crypto firms to go public. Renault, Ripple might be going public 2026, making the whole industry more legit for investors. This is a reminder that custody services are growing niche, something to watch for in your crypto infrastructure plays. And a sign from last bull run that the bull run was coming to an end was NFTs popping off and going parabolic. Well, the start of NFTs are back, ladies and gentlemen. There's a big sweep happening where big buyers scoop up tons of NFT collections like CryptoPunks and Pudgy Penguins. CryptoPunks floor price jumped 15.9% in a day to 47.5 ETH. And Pudgy Penguins climbed over 15% to 16.6 ETH. The entire NFT market grew 21.2% to over $6.3 billion, with sales volume spiking 303%. And why should you care? Well, NFTs are often a leading indicator of crypto market sentiment, When they surge, it's a sign that investors are feeling bullish and willing to spend big. So if you're into NFTs or thinking about diving in, this could be a moment to pay attention, but be cautious as NFT prices can be volatile and unfortunately not very liquid. So you can be holding on to one that you like or don't like for a very long time. And this rally might also pull more attention to Ethereum since most NFTs live on that blockchain. And speaking of Ethereum, let's talk about the money flowing into it. Last week, crypto investment products saw a jaw-dropping $4.4 billion worth of inflows, according to CoinShares. That's the biggest weekly haul ever, pushing 2025's total inflows now to $27 billion. Ethereum exchange-traded products, or ETPs, stole the show, obviously, raking in $2.12 billion and surpassing all of 2024's gains combined. Now, Bitcoin funds weren't far behind. They did $2.2 billion. And why does this matter? Well, when billions pour into crypto funds, it's a sign that big investors think institutions and hedge funds are getting more comfortable with crypto. And remember, a lot of retail traders are now going through the ETFs to buy their crypto. And this kind of money drives prices higher, especially for Bitcoin and Ethereum. So if you're holding these coins or thinking about jumping in, this is a signal that the markets are heating up. But it's not just about price. It's about crypto going mainstream and a legit investment. And as you can see here from the document, crypto ETP flows by asset as of Friday in millions of US dollars. So we can see the weekly flows, monthly flows, and year-to-date flows. So we take a look at Bitcoin had 2,196. That equals 2 billion. Ethereum had 2 billion. The multi-asset ETP took a step back of 16 million to the downside. But then we have here XRP did $36 million. Solana did $39 million. Sui did $9.3 million worth of inflows. Cardano did 300,000. Chainlink did 900,000. And short Bitcoin, look at this, people even fighting back against Bitcoin here. Short Bitcoin did $8.8 million worth of inflows. All right, heading over to the charts. As we can see, everything's kind of lighting up red for the beginning of today's candle. Today's candle just kicked off here. We got 19 hours, 45 minutes on the daily charts. As you can see, we've had this massive pump to the upside, doing very, very well. One thing I will keep in mind, when we go ahead and the previous all-time high that was sitting right here, that is now going to be a support level. As you see, price came down to it once, twice, 3 times already. Yesterday's candle made a good move into that supply and demand zone that we had drawn out just 2 days ago. Sure enough, it went right into that zone. We talked about needing to break above this $3.60 level so we can get back into price discovery. But we also talked about our short-term momentum wave, this red-green line, needing to do a reset to the downside, gain some more momentum, and then fly to the upside. That does not mean price action needs to have a massive correction to the downside. It can just continue to do consolidation. But as we see this line that we drew here yesterday, it has not started to take place. And this line right here that we did as well, we're just still riding this maxed out full-on bull to the top side of 100. So we do need to see a reset eventually for a small pullback on momentum for a slingshot back to the upside. But right now, we are just continuing to consolidate sideways in this range here between $3.42 and $3.50. Hey, bull runners, are you feeling FOMO about this bull run without the right financial support? We're here to change that. We're not just about funding, we're about growing your business together. Whether you're investing in crypto, kicking off a new startup, managing your existing business, or looking to expand, we have personalized funding that meets your exact needs. Imagine starting your business or getting capital to invest $100,000 to $250,000 at 0% interest. That's not a dream, it's what we do. We've helped countless entrepreneurs like you with 0% interest funding without needing personal funds, income verification, or collateral. With just a 680 credit score, you qualify. We understand that your business can't wait, so take advantage of our quick funding approach. We look beyond the credit score with inclusive approval process that sees the big picture of your business or investment potential. Our flexible repayments are tailored to match your business cycles, ensuring you can manage repayments without strain. With access to our extensive lending network of over 5,000 options, we're committed to finding the perfect match for your business or investing needs. Plus, you'll have our dedicated team by your side guide guiding you through every step of the funding journey. Whether it's buying crypto, hiring new employees, or launching a new product, we're committed to your success. Click the link to connect with our expert advisors and secure your business's future now. A couple of things to keep in mind. Turn on our fair value gaps. There's tons of fair value gaps to the downside. If for some reason this craziness going on the news, this political race, this political battle that's going on that may pop off and people may start to go to jail, that could be very scary for the markets, the black swan event that people have been talking about, even though it would actually be very healing for the country because of the fact of what is claimed is true. We need to fix that as a country for sure. But as we can see, there's a lot of potential downside. Now, we do have some levels that we've already pointed out. So let's turn this off. We do have a level down here. This is the $2.70 to $2.68 level. Then we also have this level here, which is 292 to 282. And then we have this big fair value gap here, bring us down to $3.12. Remember, this huge push from $3 all the way up to $3.47, that new all-time high candle right here, was all in one candle. That was a massive push to the upside on Thursday. So let's not forget that. We've been consolidating sideways essentially ever since then when you look at it on the higher time frame aspect. When we zoom out even more to a higher time frame, taking a look here at our weekly charts, as you can see, our short-term momentum waves are getting to the top. There's still room here. There should be an explosion to the upside to finish this push to the upside. What you are going to notice here, this is going to be a significant scenario. We're going to end up having a massive, on the weekly charts, a massive bearish divergence. So our momentum indicator, it is still in the bullish territory. Don't get me wrong. But with price surging this high on this much momentum visually on the charts and on the candles, but down here, our momentum waves just not really trying to make that push to the upside. Looking a little shady there. We're going to continue to keep an eye on that for sure. Now let's take a look at this. I want to show you guys something here. Let's take a look at the fact when we turn on the fair value gap on the weekly, holy smokes, that is danger to the downside. We got to watch this. In fact, here's what we were talking about before the massive breakout to the upside. What did we need to break to give us confidence that we were going to start that surge to the upside? It was right here. This weekly candle body close of $3.01 right there. Basically 302. Once it broke that, it took it off to the top. So it was very exciting. So I always want to point out potential pullbacks where it could be going. But the easiest way to determine where our support levels are going to be is with our 1100 exponential moving average. So let's go ahead and turn on our moving average indicators. This is our 30. The oranges are 10, yellow is 30, red is 50. All right, but then we scroll down and we're going to take a look. Well, this is the weekly chart, so we don't have enough data. We're going to go to the daily charts. So our daily 1100 exponential moving average is coming in all the way down here, $1.20. That's not a support. We're not looking for that to be a support. Let's go to the 1 hour. Well, if we take a look at the 1 hour here, that's all the way down here at $2.60. Still too far. Not where we're looking for support. Let's go to the 15 minute. Now we've got one here at $3.14. It's getting a little bit closer, but where did we talk about it yesterday? The 5 minute 1100 exponential moving average is where support is going to be next if we continued to drop. And as we can see, price is getting close. So over the next several hours, when you're watching this, you will know if it hit it. So take a look at this. Yesterday, when we were making our video, our 1100 exponential moving average was here at $3.37. And that's when it was making this little drop. It did stop at that $3.40 support. But now we're going to move this line to here. And this is our new 5 minute 1100 exponential moving average. So it's increasing in price over time, which is a very positive thing. So that's great news. So that's our support, our local support. If we lose that 10-minute line, there is a possibility that we do drop to the, if we lose that 5 minute line, there's a possibility we drop to the 10-minute line, and that would bring us all the way down to here, which is $3.29. But here's what's really cool. In between 5 and 10, there's also the 6 minute, the 7 minute, 8 minute, and 9 minutes. So it's all there. So as you all know, I really like the spider lines chart and what it does for support and resistance. But in real time, if you want to see where prices are going, level changing, I believe in this indicator so strongly, I put together my own entire piece here. So we got the 5 second, 10 second, 15, 30, 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 5 minutes, all the way down. Let's go ahead and show you. We've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 30, 60, 120. Okay, so right now we have broken down below all of those levels. And in fact, this is on the 30-minute chart. If you look at something like the 5-minute chart, you can see how these levels are respected over time. So right now we are trading literally between the 3-minute and the 4-minute, but we have lost it, right? So now we're about to have a candle body close right here, and it is starting to make its drop. Now this, I'm recording this in the evening time. It's 9:23 p.m. Pacific time. But as you can see right here, we have the 5-minute drop down. We can go to the $3.45 level after that. Then you're going to have this one down here, 342, which that becomes the 6-minute chart. 7-minute charts here, 338. So these do break down by levels. So keep track of these. If you want to do this, you can do it on your own charts. We can even do this on Bitcoin. Now, as we can see, Bitcoin has been breaking down to these different levels, and it has come to the 15-minute level multiple times. Yes, it does have spikes through, right? 15 minutes, but then it bounced off. Then it came back, 15 minutes, came back, spiked through the 15 minutes. So right here, right now, we are at the 15-minute level. If we lose the 15-minute level, there's a possibility we come back to the 30-minute level, which is all the way down at $114. Now, the interesting thing is 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 minutes, etc. Like here's the 20-minute chart. 20-minute chart's right here at 116. So if we lose this with candle body close, momentum continuing to the downside, which we do have on this 20-minute chart, momentum is flowing down. We are red bearish right now. So there is a possibility. Take a look at $116 and $31 for Bitcoin as a potential landing spot if it doesn't save support here at 117 at the 15-minute 1100 exponential moving average. Let's go look at Ethereum. All right, so here we have Ethereum, and it is on its 4 minutes, right? So here's the 4-minute 1100 exponential moving average. So it just broke down below the 3-minute. It's heading towards its 4-minute, which is right here. So it's bearish on the long-term momentum on this 5-minute indicator. So there's a likelihood that it could even come all the way down to its 5-minute chart here of 336.57. Then we take a look at, for example, SUI on the 5-minute charts. We can see price came down, broke through all of these different levels, and it got to this one here. The last level of support that it bounced off of was the 9-minute exponential moving average. The actual body closed right here, though. The body closed on the 7-minute, and it's actually breaking down below the 7-minute exponential moving average as we speak right now. It held it as support the last candle. Now we're breaking down below it on this 5-minute candle. Short-term momentum or short-term time frame, 5 minutes. Long-term momentum has broken down bearish. Middle-term momentum's bearish. Short-term momentum's bearish. So right now, SUI looking pretty bearish. Obviously, this is on a very small time frame. Let's go back to the 1 hour and see what's happening here. 1 hour just broke down bearish, right? So it just went down, and its 1 hour long-term momentum indicator just turned bearish. Let's turn off some of these lower time frame ones so it's not so blurry there. There we go. So personally, I've been keeping a very close eye on SUI. I'm looking for this breakout. It's really crazy what's happening for SUI right now because it's sitting in this wild and crazy range. If we take this box and we go from this high here, and we want to be up in this level right here. And you can see, obviously, it's poked through, stole some liquidity there, came down, stole liquidity there, right? But it's trading inside this box. Every time it gets here, it's selling. This is 1 hour candles. Every time it gets here, it's selling a ton. So there's obviously a lot of people who hold SUI that are exiting at $4. Are they rotating their money into Ethereum? Because Ethereum is definitely pumping. Are they rotating it into Solana? Because Solana's definitely pumping. but everything is cooling off right now. Everything's turning red, down 3 to 5% overnight. But like I was saying, when we were looking at the charts for XRP in the first place, it's definitely doing a good job of consolidating right here in these levels, right? So yesterday was a nice candle move to the upside. Right now we're consolidating. We're having a pullback into this little level here. But what I want to show you now is we're going to go to the spider lines. And as we can see how crazy good the spider lines are, right? So first and foremost, when our shot to the upside happened, boom, it actually literally wicked right on our spider line. And by the way, thank you to CryptoFace on YouTube for creating the spider line idea. Price came down, started surging up, boom, wicked off of the spider line, bodied off the spider line. And even today, bodied off the spider line. That $3.55 level needs to break for XRP so we can continue our way up to $3.83. So when we look at the red dotted spider line on the weekly charts, the red dotted spider line comes from March 19th, 2018, the weekly candle there. And then you draw a ray with the starting point of March 19th with the middle point of April 2021, which is actually April 19th. That's, kind of crazy. The week of March 19th, week of April 19th. And then that shoots out a ray into the future. And that ray into the future gets us at the all-time high rejection. Remember when price ran up to this level right here, $3.40 and rejected, and we had that massive pullback for quite some time, all the way down to $1.60. Now we're having this shoot to the upside, which is exciting. However, we're stalling at that same critical level. So we do need to push through that, get us back up into these levels here of $3.85. Or there's a possibility we pull back and test off the spider line that we broke through down here of $3.23. Let me know your XRP price prediction down below.
Hey, bull runners, check this out. If you want to learn how to find the next 10x, 50x, or even 100x altcoin in this video, listen to this. Our research team posted GOAT on the 13th of October of 2024 when it was right at a penny, and since then it rallied to over $1 and it's currently still up over 5,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into over $50,000. Our team called Pendle at only a $16 million market cap, or 16 cents, back on February 18th of 2023, all the way back here, and since then it's rallied up over 4,000%. That's a 40x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $40,000. Our team also called BitTensor Tau September 15th, 2022, before the token was ever even launched. And since then, Tau has rallied over 2,000%. That's a 20x. Our team even said Solana is most likely to be one of the easiest trades next year, and this was posted December 29th, 2022, on the day that Solana bottomed out at around $8. And since then, Solana looks like it's up over 2,500%. That's a 25x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $25,000. And the bull run is just getting started. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called Sui, Ondo, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, we just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University. Just go through the link in the description below, get in right now, watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers.